Lawyer for them. I's the one who like politics. Yeah, but he'll have a view. He can have a view also on, because he's a Bahamian, a great Bahamian, a concerned Bahamian, and a Bahamian I guarantee you meet him, you will love him. Good evening, Mr. Glenn Bean. How you doing?
Good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, Brother Marlon. Thank you so much for having me accompany you.
Yes, sir.
I always look forward to times like this because you're my mentor when it comes to talk show.
Yes, sir.
You grab my hand and drag me along and show me the ropes. So
yes, sir.
I thank you for that, and I'll always be thanking you for that.
You, man, you're striking it along and you're doing well.
Thank you so much.
People be quoting things, what you say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I might say,
oh,
man, you get the man who's talking about the immigration, you get the man who's talking about BME, who's talking about this, who's talking about that. See, he's a very talented fella. I said, man, he's well trained. You trained in England, eh?
But you didn't tell him I learned from the best.
You didn't tell me your school in England.
Yeah, that one. That's when I got my BTE. The only degree I ever had. BTE degree. Paid to England.
Yeah, BTE. BTE, yes, sir. Yeah, so tonight we're in for a treat. We have a show here every Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock. And listen, so you know straight to the talk radio. You don't be scared to ask him the question. Listen, put it to him, 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477. But I want to start the show by asking them some things about the BMA. The BMA. No, before I go to the BMA, I want to talk about the LJM school. I think it's a good idea, right? I think it's LJM.
LJM.
Yeah, LJM school on Coral World. I know Bahamians remember the old Coral Island, the old Coral, where the Coral World used to be. They had a white tower over there. You used to go and see the fish over. When you go to the back of Hawaii, you used to go over a little bridge. And it's a pretty little island there with a nice little beach which is adjacent to the water breaker that slows down those big waves when the weather bad. But it's a marine school. So if you're like house school, plenty of children graduated a couple of weeks ago, some days ago. They graduated. They want to go into the marine sector, employment sector. It's a good idea. If you don't see sick and you like boats, that school can help you get on ships where you travel around the world. Mr. Bain, say some things what you know about the LGM school, so people's prisons. I give them a free advertisement, I don't mind.
Yeah,
it's a very good idea.
They deserve it.
And Mr. Lowell Motamore, he's the
proprietor.
Yeah, he's the proprietor.
And it's really his vision. It's really his
great lawyer.
Yeah, his vision, because that school, that's a result of some $30 million off the bat.
Right.
Just to get that to where it was.
Right.
Before they first opened the doors.
Right.
So they have a lot of equipment, like you could do your bridge watch keeping, because they have like what you call radar rooms. Mm-hmm. When you're in the room, you feel like you're on the bridge of a ship. You haven't been to? I did the tour.
Yeah, I never did the tour.
From the engineering side, they
have a simulator and stuff.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That video simulated like you're on the bridge of a ship. Mm-hmm. And that's not the only one, but that's the only one in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And what happens is you got countries like the Philippines, countries like India, Ukraine before it was being bombarded. These countries would prepare seafarers for the international fleet, mm-hmm. right? Philippines alone had about 15 to 20% of the seafarers worldwide. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they prepared their people to go to sea on contracts to service those ships.
Right.
We in the Bahamas, we're very small compared to those type countries. And they have what you call a public-private relationship with a maritime institution. Now, the largest maritime institution and the most formal one we have would be LJM.
Okay.
So from the time that was built, in my opinion, that should have been built as a public-private partnership with the BMA and LJM.
Right.
And the BMA has, by law, they're obligated in their act to create and expand opportunities for Bahamians in the maritime field.
But they ain't started yet.
What ain't started yet?
With BMA creating this opportunity.
No, they're not doing it. That's my point.
Yeah,
so this is a good opportunity for them to start doing it.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. And
all they do is tie it in because the school in there.
Just like
I
in
pass
Jamaica.
the school up and down when they're on the tugboat, pass it up and down, so I can see everything on the outside.
Yeah.
I never been inside. It appears that they have a nice makeshift firefighting boat that's on the land.
Yeah.
And
But they're trying to set up, but all these things cost a lot of money.
Right.
Plus, you need the volume. You see, in this country, we don't focus enough on making preparations and having Bahamians by volume go and do things, because these are jobs, right? They were focusing primarily on officers. Now, in the worldwide fleet, only 10% are officers. But that 90%, the ratings, the able seamen and the wipers and the oilers and the engine room, that's where most of the employers are.
Right.
And this institution, well, not of any fault by their own, was really not focusing on the rating side of things. And not only that, when you complete your training at LJM, you need to get that link to get a job on the ship. You now have the certification. And a Bahamian certified as an able seaman compared to a Filipino qualified as an able seaman. It's like night and day, because the Bahamian talks, he speaks good English already. Bahamians could be just as tough and just as intelligent as the Filipinos, as the Indians. So my thing is, why is it that we not, because people have come to my office and told me, Captain Bain, I did the training, they did the 2 or 3 years with the Maritime Institution, the one that Dudley Martinborough and them did it, the Cadet Corps, the Maritime Cadet Corps. From in school, they were brought into the fold as you have maritime opportunities out there. And some of them actually went to Canada to certify themselves as a rating ready to be deployed to sea. And when they came back home, they couldn't find a way to get on board none of those international ships. There was nobody holding their hand and saying, come, I can find you a job on this ship. Come, I can find you a job on that ship. Because even the institute we have here as a crewing agency, the name is, what's the name again? Aquamarine. They were very limited in the spaces they had on Dockendale ships, which is basically, what's the name? They converted to some maritime, but it started out as Dockendale shipping, right? I can't recall the name right now.
Campbell shipping.
Campbell shipping.
Campbell shipping
right?
It's a world renowned.
It's a world renowned. They have like 14 to 16 ships, right? And these were the ships that they were feeding the people from LJM, because obviously Mr. Mortimer had a link.
Yeah, I think
he's the proprietor of both ends.
Right.
But they were only able to provide berthing for so many of them. And a lot of them coming in, because they were not trained at LJM or they were not they couldn't even get a job. They came to and there was no way, nobody, the BMA was nowhere to shake hands with the ship owners, because we got like over 1,600 ships on our flag. So the BMA is in bed with ship owners all the time. It's like a big deal.
Yeah, but Mr. Bain, for years, right? You get limited information, a piece of information like that, in reference to BMA, right? And you start off your conversation by saying that under the act that governs the BMA, they're supposed to create avenues and opportunities for payment. You start off by saying,
but that's,
and I keep on, and because successive governments don't want to implement the Freedom of Information Act, you don't even have access to information on a yearly basis from the BMA to really understand and see for yourself if it makes sense continuing, because the government have a budget under the, I think, Ministry of Transport or the port that the BMA is paid from.
The BMA generate their own revenue. As a matter of fact, the BMA gives the government a couple $1 million every year after they don't pay, because they're not supposed to be working for profit. They are quasi-government. Right?
Okay.
Whatever profit they make is supposed to go back to the treasury at the end of the year when they didn't pay all.
Yeah, but I hasn't heard the government table nothing that the BMA that they collect any profit for the last 20 years.
Well, the thing is, before the money goes to the government, the BMA should spend what they need to spend to keep things going based on their obligations.
Right, but then it appears that they spending all the money they make, because I hasn't heard. It may happen, and someone could call and correct me. I haven't heard in the last 25 years nothing that the BMA has made 3 million, 5 million, 2 million, 1 million profit so that the government could get some reimbursement because we just paying all these high rent inside we're in England, right?
No, but that
where's the BMA located?
In London.
In London.
Yeah.
We paying all this high rent, right? There's high rent for these people, Peter Galandi and things like that. They're here with their name for years.
Yeah.
And you wonder, I mean, what is the benefit for us? Just to say that the ship carrying the name and we don't make no money, we don't make no sense.
Well, the ship
Because it's a responsibility when your country name is on the ship.
Right.
If that ship becomes a violation, your country could be tarnished internationally.
Well, your country gets a bad name.
Right. So the VA benefit, why we still allow? Why the BMA can't be Nassau?
But your country name is out there,
I know, but why is the BMA?
Bad publicity.
Why we spending all this money to rent an office?
No.
Paying for the people them board, living in all kind of expenses. They drive all kind of nonsense, right? Why
there's no need for the BMA to be based in London.
I just
and the fact that they're based in London, and I put a position paper forward on that they're based in London is costing us a lot of money, number one, right? Secondly, the BMA, quite technically, is responsible for domestic, anything outside of Solus, like our small vessels, our mail boats. They're responsible for ensuring that all of those vessels have what you call a local safety certificate. And to get that local safety certificate, they all need to be surveyed. The port department don't know nothing about no surveying no boats.
No,
right?
the
BMA have the expertise. No, they don't. They know about inspecting boats. They don't know about surveying boats.
Oh, surveying.
I work with the port department. I can tell you what they know.
Be the deputy controller with
right?
that.
I used to be the deputy controller for 5 years. Right? So I can tell you there's nobody there that really survey, or they're not, there's nowhere in the law where they're required to survey a boat. But the BMA is always dealing with boat surveys. So if that office that they have in London was to be in Nassau with that hub of technical experts,
they could be very useful.
They could be doing what they're supposed to be
doing. But they
don't
don't have to be in London for. Listen, the internet has created one of the greatest advantages of human beings in the history of existence. You don't have to be in London for about London to get registered. You can do it online, you don't have to come here, you can do it through Zoom, you can do all kinds of ways.
Absolutely.
Right? So why are we still paying millions of dollars, right? To just fund this very useful organization that could be very useful in the country. I mean, you got them living far dog over there. You send them over there, they live better than they ever live in their entire life.
That question you're asking is the biggest question of the day. Why is the BMA still based in London?
I don't understand.
It should have been more than 20 years ago. It should have been back here. Because you remember it started out here,
So why they moved to London?
They moved to London when they became an authority. Because, of course, they had the British people running it, and we had no behemoths with the expertise to set it up.
But that was years ago.
That was years ago. So
you have behemoths right now who have master's degree in maritime and this and that.
Well, the person who running it now is a behemoth. And Dwayne Hutchison is a behemoth.
Right.
The Fox Hill boy.
So why we have it in London? I mean, we paying all these people over there, gotta pay, if they turn, they need to school them, the wife need this. But listen, why is it that in 2024 that we still allowing that to function over there? Set up office here, get them a piece of property, build a building, and say, listen, the plane coming for all the fines.
Everything.
Right, and bring it. Bombers I can fly to London.
Most of them electronic anyway, so the ones we got to bring in, be that much.
It can be that much.
Because they are fully electronic
I tell you, I mean, some things have changed, I mean, see.
But the government have to want to do that. And I'm not talking about no particular administration. I said the government.
Yeah, the government
the government has to want that to happen.
But see, I think because we are limited on information.
Now, I'm not sure the government is limited on information.
No, I said the government is limited. I said because persons are limited on information. Who advises the government might understand that I don't need to be in England. They may understand that.
Well, who are these people who can advise the government and don't understand that? You wouldn't be advising them on maritime if you don't understand that. I mean, there are other flag administrations that are not in London, right? They're in their own hometown. Why? There's no need for this in this day and time, like you said. with technology the way that it is. And the thing about it is, a lot of these ships are being registered by way of the London office. And when they do that, the lawyers that is involved with that registration process are British lawyers. But if they come to Nassau to have their base, or Freeport to have their base,
they'll be paying
lawyers.
companies to make money.
Exactly.
And I don't understand, right? And you just try to figure, because I don't think that, honestly, I don't think politicians understand that.
No,
honestly,
I can tell you that politicians do.
They can't.
No, I have had this.
It don't make no sense.
I have had this discussion with some politicians, and I can assure you
what they tell you
that they do.
Why they don't wow for that to come.
They say that's something they looking into, but they don't. Politicians ain't give you no straight up answer. That's something they're looking into. That's what they always say. But there are some influence.
But let me tell you something.
There are some influence
during the pandemic, Mr. Bain.
Right.
I was doing some things on the Bahama Bight, and I spot a few amount of ships off the hens and chicken, right?
Great Isaac,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was more, because they was
What
moving cruise ships.
Oh yeah.
There was anchored
all over.
There was anchored all around it. And so the problem is, right? The damage that they could do. So the BMA is supposed to be responsible for that, right?
What damage?
But then the anchors on the reef, they pumping sewage. Them ships was in.
Yeah, but
they were there for months.
But you know that.
They were changing crude oil.
Yeah, but that particular area you're talking about off Great Isaacs. Tankers was doing that from the time I was in defense force. There'd be a bunch of tankers always anchored. When they have to wait their turn to go in the free, but that's where they go and anchor. So this isn't nothing new. And those
who supervise and monitor that?
You don't have to supervise and monitor that. You first of all need to put in your law where ship can anchor in the area. That's the open sea. Ships are designed to anchor. So you need to put in your law certain areas in your harbor and in your country where ships are not allowed to drop the anchor. And until you do that, you can't stop a ship from dropping anchor nowhere in the Bahamas. That have to be legal. They have to be breaking your law. And those cruise ships, when they did that, remember now, this is during the COVID time.
Yeah.
Right? They had no passengers on board.
No.
Cruise ships were not making a dime for 2 years. But they had to pay, because that ship generator had to run, that ship needed fuel, that ship had to be crewed. They were only spending money. Now these same cruise ships, most of them are now coming to Nassau and causing us to make money, helping us to make money. Right? So I think in the Bahamas we got to look at it from two ends, What do you expect the cruise ship owner to do?
No, see what I'm saying. I want.
So what you think?
I don't want it to come off. I don't want it to come off where we trying to bash the ship.
Yeah, but I mean, what is wrong with them?
But I'm saying, I'm trying to get, the part I was trying to get is where the BMA could come into play in monitoring those ships that they're not pumping sewage.
They're not, no. A cruise ship has a sewage treatment plant aboard, and if they have no passengers, they don't have much to go through that plant. Cruise ships don't have to dump sewage.
They ain't dumping it now. I watch it, I take pictures and send it.
Right. What you call sewage may not be sewage.
What do you mean?
No, they don't have cruise ships have no need to dump sewage. That may have been some
wastewater with sewage, wastewater.
Okay.
I watch that my own. I take picture of that, and I call the harbor controller. I tell him to please write it down in their diary.
And
one of the major cruise line.
Okay.
I think this ain't something what happened this week or last week.
I can't tell you.
A couple years ago.
I can't tell you what you. Oh, not recently.
No.
Because I used to inspect cruise ships.
Yeah, but I'm
part of my job in inspecting a cruise ship.
If they go back
to check their logs for their wastewater, their log for their oily water separator, their log for their sewage treatment plant, their logs on the bricks. I know what it is to go through a full ship inspection.
Man, history will tell you, and you go back. If you go back, Mr. Bain, to some articles,
right?
A few times, Port of Ski Dock had to shut down because when the tide flowing in, when they pumping sewage by Prince George Dock on the ship, it's to come down and cause outbreak down in Port of Ski Dock.
Well, now remember
I can tell you that.
But I want you to remember the conch outbreak normally happen because of the sewage treatment plant we have right there on Malcolm Bar.
Right.
That's what causes that.
A few of the time it happened because the sewage was pumping sewage and the tide coming in with the flow tide.
The tide goes to the east.
Right, and it brings the sewage right up.
Well, it'll bring whatever come with it.
Right.
Right. It'll bring whatever come with it.
Right. So
and you gotta remember
too, hold on.
You gotta remember too.
Okay.
We used to have a lot of sailboats anchoring between Prince George Wharf and Porter's Key, right off John Alfred Dock and
But so who monitored that? Right? I mean, who? That's why I was asking you. See, the cruise ship is on it for a little long because they are big, and if they dump sewage, it'll be plenty sewage. So that's why we maybe stay on that too long. But it ain't only them. You have sailboat cruisers who go from island to island, who island hopping, who do people who live on the boat and stuff like that, and they anchor and they moored, especially during the winter time. You have more than usual anchorage, and who monitor them that hey, your sewage valve is locked. It has a custom.
You have a law saying they're supposed to do that. First of all, you got to remember.
Every boat
at Porter's Key Dock.
Right.
Every boat at Porter's Key Dock. All your mail boats. All your fishing boats. You know when they flush the toilet, where does it go?
They're supposed to have a hole in tank.
But do you know where this go? Who said they're supposed to have a hole in tank?
The law ain't that.
No. And none of them even designed. The Fenfors boat ain't have all of them, maybe the big ones. When I was on the Fenfors boat, when we flush our toilet, where you think it used to go?
Wow.
So let's clear.
The BMA is supposed to make sure.
The BMA is supposed to make sure those boats are operating safe and they're not polluting the environment. But what I'm saying to you is even in the big USA and Britain and all the rest of them, all those little small yachts and they don't have holding tanks. They're all litter the water and pollute the water with sewage. But you need to know that. Because we're looking at cruise ships now, but yet on a daily basis we got toilets flushing in our harbor every day. Straight into the sea.
Wow. Well, that cost me taking my first commercial break. Come back. We continue my conversation with my great friend, mentor, a former lieutenant commander from the Defense Force, Mr. Glenn Bailey's in the chair. Listen, tonight you'll get it after the break.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind. Hope. Call now.
Virtual Government, this is Primetime with Independent Ingle. Listen, in the chair, former Lieutenant Commander Mr. Glenn Bain, who has a show every Tuesday at 5 o'clock at the same station. He's sitting in the same chair in Maritime Matters. So if you going to buy a boat, if you planning on keeping your boat and you interested in considering, listen, tune in every Tuesday evening, 5 o'clock, Maritime Matters. Get some understanding so you can handle your boat properly. Because based on the speculation information that the accident would happen during the holiday, they said the fellow said was going Andres. That's only allegations of information. That is going on, but they hit Rose Island. So they can't be getting Andres and you get Rose Island. Not if you leave from Nassau.
I think they said that set was getting Lutra. There was two different situations.
Two different ones.
Yeah.
Okay. But that can happen if you're Lutra.
Yeah, you know, you ain't
see, the people don't understand. Everybody is Captain Del Dark Fort. That's when you know if you was Captain Dark Fort. You know, I made a captain now from 1999. Right? I get my master's license, right? And you was feeling so good and honcho while you running anybody, when I used to run yachts, when I used to run mailboat, when I used to run barge and thing, you feel good in the daytime. When you see dark fall and every look the same and you can't see far in the bow, that's when you know that's when the test, the real test is coming. Now, before the break, you said that how the BMA, right? But we done finished and the BMA need to move. They need to put no sub-officer.
No, the
headquarters need to be up.
The headquarters.
Right? Need to be in the Bahamas. Because the technology, you don't need to be in London. All that's to waste of money. So all the money they're making, and my humble opinion, there's no report from the government. They find ways to spend the money back out there. That's what it to me. Because if the government ain't getting nothing, it make no sense.
I agree.
That's what I say. Right? That's me.
Yeah. More money could be saved if they come to Nassau.
All the money.
Yeah, plenty money.
You only get paid little salary. Because you own whom? Yeah. Right. So the government need to look at that. And, you know, Prime Minister was troubled. I sent some pictures out during the pandemic. Right? About all them ships was anchored off there.
Yeah.
I sent some pictures out personally.
That's fine.
Out, right? And that's so people can understand what's happening in the country when they are unable to move. Right?
But there are cruise ships now. We need them.
No, I'm not saying
we can't get on them. They ain't doing nothing wrong. That's when all them times we don't say nothing.
Listen to me. Payments need to understand. I mean, persons make money from the cruise ship. You know, you got some Jamaican companies in this and Nassau right now who make good money from hauling the sewage from the cruise ship. You know, who make good money from that.
From hauling sewage?
So yeah, the sewage. Yeah, the cruise ship that was pumping there. They got some long tanks was pulled by tractor heads, by trailer heads. And there's all sorts of Prince George
They do that often? They still doing that?
Yeah, I know they're still doing it, but I know when I was a
pilot, I never seen them do it.
I can tell you now, I just stopped doing fenders, the cruise ship price repair the cruise ship fenders on Prince George Dock.
Right.
For years, right? And before they take it and gave before the FNM take it from me, and gave to some other white boys, right? Listen to me. Some Jamaican trucks had like Banton trucking or sewage control or something like Banton, Jamaican product. Okay. They used to come out there and they used to pump the sewage or some of the, not all, or they said who hired them, and throw the sewage off to the sewage plant by the dump, right? So that was a good operation. Yeah. So people making payments. People in the Bahamas making money, right? So plenty of persons believe that when the cruise ship go out to all those other countries and they stop here before they go to the States, they offload the garbage, they offload the sewage, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because if you put a system in place, then we make money of it. Look how much you get they tax from it. Definitely. Right? Look how much you get they tax.
That's business.
Company, that's business. Right? They gotta stop somewhere.
Yeah.
And you know, if you put them where they can't dump it there, they may find some place where they can stop and they ain't gonna come here at all. And we get $25 a head for tourists. You gotta understand that some things gotta happen. You understand? Yeah. And I feel, honestly, that if the BMA were to come here, we can put a very systematic control mechanism in place where we could really attract well-oiled run shipping companies here. Because when they see that we're on the ball, they're in London. When the Sea Hall had the accident, right? The Sea Hall and United Star, United Spirit.
United Star. When
they had that accident.
Yeah.
The BMA had to come send people here.
No.
So the BMA. So who investigated the accident?
Me.
Oh, you did the investigation.
I was the port state inspector.
You support state inspector?
I was the port state inspector waiting for the BMA at the time.
Oh, you waiting for the BMA at the time?
I used to inspect ships for 3 years. That's what.
So hold on. And the investigation is over that.
I did the preliminary inquiry into that.
No, when I asked you that, I just want to find you was limited to see what your findings was.
Yeah. No, but I came up with all the findings that went to, Glennis Anamata, Mrs. Glennis Anamata. The Honorable Minister Glennis Anamata. She was the Minister of Transport at the time.
Right.
So she decided she'd get me to spare that. That was a holiday weekend, and
Yeah,
I was in Abaco.
usually
So I had to
August.
August
Monday.
thing. I had to come in from Abaco on the next flight out to get. It was myself, Brent Williamson, Cyril Roker. A couple of us. We actually did the preliminary inquiry into the incident. We everybody came in. They were interviewed. We did all our reports.
So BMA, we didn't send no one else.
No, BMA had me. They didn't send nobody else.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I know. So why I was trying to say, because, and you're never find that the boat was overloaded or something? No. You never find
It had nothing to do with overloading. No.
No.
The finding basically, they wasn't doing a proper watch. It was somebody probably dropped asleep. Human error, yeah, all the way.
No, that's it. No, I mean, if I asked you, if you was limited to, because I never really did no research on it to find out what the findings were.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you if you was limited to see if the investigation ain't finished.
No, they well, I can publicize what the findings were.
Right.
Because it was only an inquiry.
Right.
And if people wanted to make it a court matter, then you can't just publicize everything you find in the inquiry.
Yeah.
So the inquiry was passed on to the government, and then the Rec Commission came out as a result of my inquiry.
Okay.
That's when they really got the lawyers and all it was a more formal, and all those people had to come in all over again and do everything they did, etc. And the findings came out basically almost the same as what I found.
Yeah. Yeah, it's human error.
And again, it comes down to the BMA not having in place a local safety certificate, because that local safety certificate would have verified that the persons on watch would have been properly qualified to be doing watch.
Right.
And all the rest of that stuff.
I mean,
even on the mailboat.
Yeah, I can see what happened.
Because
right?
you know
but I can tell you, I'm not talking about the sea order and
that particular situation.
I'm not talking about the situation. But my experience by being a captain, and I don't know that by being a mate.
Yeah.
I was a mate on boats before I became while I was a captain in training. I was a mate. And one of the biggest problem is that the same crew that loading the boat, that maintains the boat, is the same crew that hold a watch in the night. So that's why your body tired.
Yeah.
So your body tired because you don't wait your 8-hour shift. Then you got to hold a 3 or 4 hour watch. Right? And when I was on the Cavalier 1, Captain Black, he take that shift from 6 to 12.
You know, that's one of the greatest captains we had, eh?
Captain
Black is what, about 81 years old now?
He's still a captain.
Yeah, he's still a good captain.
So he's a hat.
But when I say hat, I'm talking about in the past, hat. But some of them are no longer around, eh?
Yeah, and I was made for him for a short period because I was second mate on the boat, but when the mate go on vacation, Captain Miller, Rodney Miller,
right,
I used to be made for Black, and then when Black on vacation, I had to be made for Miller,
right,
and you sit in that steering and you had automatic pilot,
yeah,
right, so you had to steer manually, but you sitting there and you ain't doing nothing, you only watching the ship as it go, because we used to haul from West Palm Beach to Turks and Caicos.
You should be doing something, because you should have your child out there doing your dead reckoning, taking the fixes to make sure your speed's still on. I say what you should be doing.
You watch the radar, rain ain't coming, you watch the ship in the front of any ship crossing, any cruise ship crossing, any boats crossing you. I mean, you can't see the Haitian boat when they ain't got no light on it.
But this is
what I'm saying to you.
Why I'm telling you, the practice that we actually have is inadequate.
It gotta be inadequate.
But if you have a local safety certificate and I come to survey your vessel, and I ask for your certification, I will have to check to see your charter. I will know that you ain't doing things properly. So that local safety certificate will cause navigation in the Bahamas day and night to be now be safer.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you listen, that graveyard shift from 12 to 6, boy, look him. And then guess what? You see like this, you have to do that shift because Black ain't doing that, he and you that shift, right? And when you do that shift from 12 to 6, you gotta get up at 8 o'clock to start working. Well, you gotta get back up. So when you don't even rest.
You gotta deal with cargo, used to make.
That's your job. Right. So you will.
You're tired. You're fatigued. Yeah, you
human.
So you can drop sleep on the radar sometimes.
You drop sleep on the watch. Right?
But you shouldn't be on watch by yourself. You should have a lookout.
You can fall out and look out. He doesn't wake 8 hours.
You drop asleep.
I tell you, when we used to run, when I used to be on the Bimini map, years ago with Harry Sherman and Willard Sanders, right? The late Harry Sherman and Willard
both of them.
Two of them dead. We had a holding tank for the sewage.
A small one.
The MIMA had the holding tank down in the engine room.
Right.
Where when you flush the toilet, go in the tank. It don't come out of the tank until you pump it.
Yeah, you pump it from a truck.
When we reached the States, we used to have to produce a certificate
Showing
from
when
a
you pump it.
sewage company that we pump it.
But that was part of what I did when I inspected cruise ships. They had to show me these things.
But it ain't even a cruise ship from you had to have an actual company receipt from the sewage company.
The cruise ship had to show me their waste oil tank, and that's which company did the pumping, how much did they pump out. I used to get them to get the stick and do a dip of the waste oil tank. These are things to verify. I had to verify that they are accounting for their waste oil. So that's what I'm saying to you. That's what Coast Guard did to Bimini Mac when they went to the States. They verified that you was not putting your sewage in the water.
We used to tie up to the barricade dock. We used to load to the barricade dock. We always just go, we go there, reach there morning 8 o'clock. And we leave midnight. When the big shot open back, we head out. Be back at Bimini next morning.
So why, if Bimini Mac was doing that, why all the mailboats don't do that to go to the island?
That's what I'm saying. How is it that the mailboats, plain and can't even go to the States?
Why?
Because they're not dry docking on time.
Yeah, but why aren't they dry docking?
Because the PM inside London, they don't know what's happening about us.
But they're not required to have a local safety certificate that verifies that they're doing these things.
And we call it a
local safety certificate. This is in the Act.
You know right now.
This is in the Emergency Shipping Act, you know.
Right. You know the Emergency Shipping Act.
Yes.
You know right now. One of them, it's not a man, I think. I think it's her who's asking and requesting that the government fund the school or assist with funding the school.
Well,
first
of all, she wore a hat
as the Minister of Transport. Right.
Now she's wearing the hat of Minister of Education.
Right.
See,
So let's sit up on that.
Because a couple of things have to happen with this school if the government is going to take this on as our maritime institution. In Jamaica, they have the Caribbean Maritime Institution, which their administration shake hands with the private entity, and they actually assist with the funding. They actually audit that facility every year. They have to audit it because the certification system that they have to give have to be properly audited by an administration, and the certificate will be signed off by the BMA. Don't want to do these kind of things. They don't want nothing to do with nothing local in the Bahamas. That's why they want to be in London. That's why they need to be in Nassau.
Watch this. Watch this. The guy you say that just now, right? Diane Barra will get us on the manual. No.
What she's doing is what needs to be done.
Right. But
this should have been done from Jump Street.
Yeah, but she need to go to full thing. Right?
Well, I want you to think the Honorable Glenazana Martin is not fully cognizant of all these things we be talking about.
Well, I know she need to be.
No, she's cognizant. When she's Minister of Transport, she and I had discussions on these things.
Oh, so she should be privy to that.
She knows about.
But she gave her the funding. She gave her the funding.
Yes, she's now Minister of Education.
No, but she put the system in place.
No,
so that when the funding start to flow, that it don't be where the Bahamian people funding something that all right.
But they're making an act right now. They have a bill that will be an act.
No, it's in January. The one in January.
No, they were discussing it in the House this week. The bill, the maritime bill for LJM being an established maritime institution in the Bahamas. And this thing is going to rope the BMA. This is going to be law.
What's this?
So the BMA will be able to get away no more.
So the funding, what the Honorable Glenazana Martin is trying to establish into that, right, could come from something. It ain't have to go from the Treasury. The Free National Movement, when they give away Prince George to the I straight up. I know you don't want me saying cold like that.
No, that's what I don't say it. Why you not say it?
No, but you say the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Listen,
give it away.
Right.
We didn't own it fully. We can say we now only own so much.
The Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Menace, right, and the Free National Movement with Michael Pindad, Honorable Michael Pindad, and all that crew, right. When they give away Prince George to try believe that they're trying to do a similar thing like what the former Prime Minister of Republic Christie did. They create a 2% between the 49 and 49.
That too, yeah.
Which the free national movement trying to play tricky on the Bahamian people. Trying to trick the Bahamian people, say it's the Y Foundation. The Y Foundation, right? 2% from the net of what global holdings make.
Yeah.
49% go to them, 49% go to the government.
And then the 2%.
And the 2% supposed to go to this Y Foundation.
Yeah.
But never ever, I don't know if we get a count yet.
Oh,
So the baby may mean, so
that 2% may not be in a kitty where it's supposed to be.
right. So that Y Foundation should be used as the scholarship grant institution. One of the scholarship grant, what I'm saying is the money from that should be granting so much percentage of scholarship to each government school or private school. Well, each school.
The schools in the Bahamas.
Right, all the schools in the Bahamas. The Y Foundation.
Oh, no, that'd be good.
All the money they send. Plus the 2% monetary gain that the former Prime Minister Ronald Perry Gladstone Christie did with cable and Watless and the main people.
What BTC?
2%. No, BBC.
Oh,
Cable
you
and
know,
Watless.
cable,
BBC, they get rid of BBC. The Free National Movement get rid of BBC when they didn't have no power and ownership of BBC. Cable and Watless did that. Listen to me. The 2% for that, what they say for monetary gain, to say, none of the cameras them will say wicked. Because all the crime happen in this country, the camera can't be wicked. You understand? They say they help in the crime and do something. Man, listen. Take that same 2%, what they're supposed to pay, and the Y Foundation 2%, what the F&M create that conundrum out there with Prince George Dock, when you give away the dock with Balfour BD bill underpinning, the Y 2% that take that and fund scholarship with this. You plenty young people coming one time there's estimate some 5,000 children every year. If you take a chunk out of that and let them train, plenty of them will be all over the world in years. You won't believe it. In a couple of years time, they'll be on plenty ships. You know, a guy through my corner, 230 Street to grow. Yeah. He went to that school, you know.
Which one?
LGM.
Okay.
And he looked at me and said, boy, listen, man, boy, the world's so sweet. Yeah. He come back. He done been back for 2 years on some ships, right? Yeah. And he said, man, I've been on ship, we in this way, we been in China, we been in Norwegian, we been all over, you know,
and we have a whole,
and he enjoys, listen, you have
young men that could do that.
Listen, and you just listen to him, right?
Yeah.
And the way he talking, you will feel that he's so comfortable working on the ship.
And he's so exposed to the world.
Exposed, and he's young, right?
And that's when you want
to get and he's young. And all I say is, boy, I was plenty of little children could say that just like him. He graduated here, you know, and he go on to school and they put him on ship. And then he ended up working so good, and they just one take him, this company take him. Now he running a yacht. Old pilots, a young fella. Okay. He running a yacht, you know. And for some people who, when he's on break, he buck. And they love his work ethic. Black, you know. And he running a ship. He running a yacht. And he's running a boat. He's been New York, type in the harbor, New York, and he's be sending his snap and thing. Right, and he enjoying himself, and he making real money.
Making good money, yeah.
Right. That's it. A great opportunities for these young children, them who coming out of school, playing them who don't mind working on boat, but who ain't sure what they bring careers.
There's no reason why we are not doing that for these. Why the opportunities are not there. And not only, you know, when we started up the Bahamas Maritime Cadet Corps, right? Dudley Martinburg myself. Well, it was him, but I was assisting him by going out and doing all the presentations to all the high schools and stuff like that. When we started that out, we didn't know how much students would actually be interested in maritime. I used to go there and tell them how much money the pilot's making and how if you go out to sea on a ship, you might only be making $800 a month. But you could save every dime of that.
Because you eat, right? Your food, free, your medical, your medicine, free, your food. Right.
And if you want to go ashore and buy some beers or something, yeah, you could do that. But at the end of the day, when you spend 10 months on that boat, that's at least $6,000 on that one trip, on that one deployment, right? After 3 deployments, you could have $20,000, $25,000 in the bank, and this only 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. So you only about 2021.
Like
who at age 21 does have all the money in the bank?
Right.
Right?
Not only that, all that travel exposure.
All that exposure.
You ain't got to pay to travel nowhere.
And then next thing I know, We had like over 200 people. Next thing you know, over 2,000 people just trying to get in that program.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
So why?
Now they have dead ends because they come in the program, they get interested in maritime, they go to PEI, Prince Edward Island, and go to the institution, get certified. Some of them go, but they can't find ships. My daughter, I have 2 daughters that went off to maritime school on BMA scholarship. When they come back, you know that the only ship they can go on is camel ships. Nobody helping them to get on ships as officers.
That's what I said when I said that the Honorable Gladys Hanna Martin, right, is another good idea. You know, she's responsible for that idea with the airspace money.
Yes,
She's a
yes,
minister,
yes.
right? So there's another good idea that she has. I must give it to her because when she talking fool, I deal with her. So when she doing,
I don't know she's talking.
Oh, listen to me. So when she doing it, I gotta commend her, right?
Okay.
And it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And plenty young people even ain't aware of that school and the opportunities that comes with that. But the government, progressive government, I think Mr. Key was Peter Key, who's teachers at Basra. Right?
Yeah, he taught.
He was taught a long time, so he come in Pennimus here. He had to be there because he teaching navigation from years ago.
But
See how I walk.
remember he was a teacher. Yes, he was teaching.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, I passed 3 courses.
Yeah.
That's that. So I was a product of him.
Okay. So,
Right. I was gonna say I did that when I came from Andres.
so you can do the navigation then?
Me? I can give you the lot of things on the way you sit in the stable.
So you
Kevin.
can't take a joke.
326-8255, 326-8255. This is Primetime Live on Love 97. I have my special guest tonight. There's a man who teach me. That who said, listen, you will learn navigate. You're still in the sea, boy. It's a good feel.
Yeah.
But you gotta work hard, you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta be a hard worker. And boy, I what? A few months from 50.
Yeah.
I getting ready to get off the scene and leave
Man,
on
let's
they
get
go.
started, man.
You will let you on they go. You got another 10 years before you reach 50.
Oh, me?
You.
Boy, I done past 60. That's all I can say.
326-8255. You want to be a part of the conversation? My special guest, Mr. Glenn Dean, the former Lieutenant Commander of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. We're talking maritime. We're talking issues that concern you in the sea life. You planning on buying a boat? If you're planning on you want your kid, the summertime, or they just graduate and you want them, they ain't sure what they want to do. The sea life is very, 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 it's a very good feel. The weekend, I think the only 2 feel that to me is better than the sea is being a police or a lawyer, right? No?
Being a police is better than going to sea?
Yeah, man. You got a chance to serve your country, boy. Anytime you could.
So you mean a defense force officer?
No, man. It's not what they don't give them poachers. They need lonely illegal immigrants. Man, listen, being a police officer, you got to be a defense force officer. You got to be a custom officer. Man, listen, that's the only job in life that you got to be a doctor, you got to be a nurse, you got to do everything. Join the family, you got to be a police then.
Try to join the wrong force then.
Now you realize it. 326-8255, 325-477.
If I joined the police force, I wouldn't get my BTE.
Being into London?
Being to England.
At
a young age, 18.
18?
I was 18 when I went off to train to become a naval officer.
You were talented and plus you
But if I had joined the police force at 18, I wasn't getting no BTE.
See,
They was going to send me no kind of college.
But you might be smart, but you had a brother who was smart just like you and talented. He used to play basketball, football, run, volleyball. He jumped,
But he come up under me. All them things he's doing because of me.
He's a talented fellow.
Yeah, he's very talented. Still talented.
My boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but listen. On the last week, I was thinking about the BME. I don't know why. Just someone mentioned it, and my mind wanted it because I just feel that the Bahamian people need to retire Peter Jalanji, right? Retire.
Wait.
Don't bring him back here. He's an Englishman, right?
No.
Bahamian?
No.
He's a foreigner.
Yeah.
All right then.
But ain't no Englishman.
He's a Greek. Greek. I tell you, doing the investigation now.
Yeah.
It was a little investigation. It ain't no thorough thing, but I just trying to.
Not,
my mind was on it. My mind was on the BMA, right? Because when they had that boat crash, right? to Rose Island. My mind started thinking with the BMA. He have nothing to do with that, you know. But my mind running because they really the government need to bring the officer.
But he doesn't run the BMA, you know.
He's a deputy, eh?
He's a deputy of the board. He don't wait for the BMA.
So he wait for.
He wait for himself. He have his own. He have
subbing him out.
No, he's the deputy chairman of the board.
But if he's still paying him?
Well, I may pay him. We might get a stipend.
No, you don't stipend, man. You decide you want that. I mean, based on my
no, we don't. But like, man, you talking about the billionaire. Come on, this man don't need no pay.
Oh, so why is he still running them?
I am just saying to you, right, that he's not. He don't wait within the BMA. He's a member of the BMA board. They have a chairman who he works under, and they have members who are basically most of them are Bahamians, but they don't know what's going on. Just like the Port Authority board, they don't have people like me or you who understand maritime money sports.
I will tell you something in the maritime field right now, right?
The maritime field or this country boards?
The country. I won't go, honestly. They ain't got to pay me, though. But I will go on that board by the Awaki Port, right?
They have a board?
Yeah, man. Awaki Port have a board. The government own, as far as I know, the government own 49%.
Yeah, but
and the 21 families own 49%.
Yeah, but they can't have a board.
Oh, no. I think the 21 farms have 51%, and the Bahamas, the Bahamian people have 49%.
Which one are you talking about?
Awaki Port.
APD.
APD.
Oh, okay.
I will get on that board. I wish someone from the government listened, right? And they could call me 37622.
That one was 40% for the families you're talking about, 40% for the government, and the Bahamians got the next 20%. That's how that split up.
Not really.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you wrong.
So
tell
me what it was.
I can tell you right now.
Tell me what it was.
The shares that the Bahamian people bought wasn't even preferred shares.
Yeah, but it was 20%.
Yeah, but it could be 20%, but there was common shares. They ain't value nothing. So that 20% ain't 20% like the shares with the 21 families got.
Yeah. Same thing.
How can be the same thing?
They got 40%. Right? And think about it, Marlon. If me and you had this
so you said
before,
what you're saying is the people who go and run behind the Free National Movement and buy them stupid shares and then was complaining that they sell the shares back and it didn't make no sense.
Well, I still have
$3,500. Listen to me. You tell me it makes sense. My math's always wrong. Listen to me. They buy a share for $3,500 for the shares. And they get $100 a year of the $3,500, right? The 21 families is get a guarantee of 10% on $8 million every year. Tell me that makes sense.
Well, that guarantee is
that's part of the contract.
But that's for the entire 100% though.
No,
that's for the entire 100%.
No, because the people who buy 35% are getting guaranteed $350.
The port is guaranteed, right? That their rates will adjust based on that 100% being able to have that guarantee. That's what the tariffs.
I hear you. But the shares for the 20% doesn't add up to the 10%. We're going to take a second to bring a fund commission, make this Primetime and Independent Thinker. Yeah, we come back, we will trash out that 10%. Because that 21 families, listen to me. They guarantee on the Free National Movement signed and created an agreement again. Well, the 21 special families would have the shares and our APD, our Port Development. They get $10,000 every year for their $1 million. Minimum for their $1 million.
Yeah.
And it's a clause that the Free National Movement put in there against you all black people. If APD don't make sufficient money to cover the 10%, the Treasury will make up them 21 families' money. We'll take a break. We'll come back after the break.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind: hope. Call now.
I sit in the studio with a great mind, a former mentor at boy, listen, anytime you know, but when you know anything with Marine and Marines, it's a great place to talk to. He has a show here every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Maritime Matters. So if you're planning on buying a boat, or if your cousin believes he's a captain, listen, tell him tune in to Maritime Matters every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Guaranteed you learn something. That's time tune in. You ain't do much talking. Just listen. You had a great mind. We're in England, BT. BT.
Been to England.
Yeah, before the break, we was talking about something about the port, ABD. You said you will say something. Why? That guarantee you said, go ahead, you like.
No, I actually, you and I had this discussion a couple of times in the past. What I was saying is when the government decided, because I just left.
No, clarify that now. When the government who did that was the FNM.
Yes, right. Okay, so when the government.
When the FNM. Right, did that.
There was the government of the day.
Right, I know, but see, when you say the government, some people who ain't fools and following and understand that's a bad deal. Huh?
My thing. Well, okay.
When the PLP elects on the PLP. But when the FNM get elected, not because they're opposition, give it to them. So when they make plenty bad decisions
when the FNM decided they're going to move those ports from downtown, right? Because of the congestion and all the rest of that, and they could bring everybody to Arawaki. Right?
No, that was not a bad idea.
Right. And the people who owned the ports at that time, they were making profits.
Right. But I know people who do APDs.
And I don't think, well, Tropical Shipping, Seaboard Marine, Berry K, these are the people who moved to Arawaki.
Right, but Berry K got their own dock. So that I ain't really the people who
Berry K ain't get their own dock.
Berry K is tied up separate from APD.
No, that's part of APD.
I know, but they run a different operation.
But the only there was a reason why they built a warehouse for two entities, right? The two behemoth entities. Because Tropical Shipping, Seaboard Marine, they wasn't going to get that, right? They did it because they were behemoth operations. So I don't think it was a bad idea because they behemoth operations. No, listen, right?
More than the base was a good idea. Right. That was a good idea.
Right.
I must give the effort.
Get me who's
1 out of 500. Good idea. That's a good idea.
But to get me who's Tropical Shipping, I'm making $10 million a year, right? Profit. And you want me to now fall up and come and you controlling me.
But that's unconstitutional. Just these lawyers, majority lawyers in this country.
But what I'm saying is, you have to offer me something for me to want to move. Because it can't be fair for you to tell me I have to move my operation although I'm making a profit and you ain't guaranteeing me nothing.
Why do you think Pioneer ain't making?
Pioneer wasn't doing nothing much. They had been both come with once or twice a week. Pioneer was failing. They wasn't making no profit. Right? Seaboard Marine decided, you're the charge of the operation, we can get out of the country. You notice they didn't go.
Yeah, because they come
but what I'm saying is they were offered the same thing. Right? So the fact that these guys were offered this guarantee, we gotta bear in mind that they were closing shop from making a big profit. So you can't want them to do that for nothing. So when you keep saying that, I am looking at it from a business perspective.
Hold on now. I keep saying it.
When you keep saying that, they get all these guarantees.
You need that.
You gotta remember what they gave up.
You need that on extension of that.
But
I keep saying that what is correct. That's correct. That they get a guarantee 10%.
But shouldn't they get a guarantee?
They should. But you need to let the people know that.
That they should get a guarantee?
No, that they're getting a guarantee. That if the APD don't make that money.
But I don't think it's no secret.
Give me a copy. Let me see your copy of the agreement.
No.
That's secret.
You know how many people who buy in that?
Not who buy. I want
my agreement.
What ain't no secret?
What agreement? It ain't no secret that they get the guarantee. The people who
how is that no secret? Why we can't get a copy of the agreement?
I don't know. I don't know. There's no agreement.
So there had to be an agreement for people to put their $1 million.
But that was part of the initiative.
I know what I'm saying.
Being done.
Do you have a copy of the agreement?
No, I don't.
Can you get a copy of the agreement?
I don't know. I never tried, but I don't know if I get a copy.
Try get it. I mean,
so
you sit back.
You said the agreement is not available.
You sit back the third Thursday.
But Martin, why? What I'm saying is whether it's in writing or not, right? Mm-hmm. I am saying to you,
it's correct.
That as a business person,
that's a good decision.
I think if these fellas are going to be giving up what they have,
right,
you need to entice them and give them some guarantees. That's all I'm saying.
No, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea. That's a good idea.
Saying then?
No, I was saying to you, why is it secret right? That the 21 families could get a guaranteed 10% of the own. And when the free national movement encouraged Bahamians to go run down and buy shares, it's the same thing.
But the Bahamian people wasn't losing nothing.
How you ain't losing nothing? You put
They
that money up.
didn't have no partners making money. They didn't have to give up nothing.
You still ain't listening to what I said. So
I listen to what you
why
said,
the 20%?
but I am saying
why the 20% in while you just take the 40%?
I think it value the same. So
Hey,
you
man,
saying
listen,
it
people
don't.
buy
You saying it don't.
Oh, okay.
Right? But if you talk to real accountant and find out what's the difference between preferred shares and ordinary shares and see if the payment is different. I don't know. Well, I was told that. Hey.
Listen, it's specific.
I know.
Hey, man.
I arguing. You might have gone deep in research. I don't know.
Not only deeper. Maths and numbers don't lie.
So
if you get 10% on $100 million, how much that is a year?
10% on $1 million? That's $100,000.
A year.
Yeah.
10% on that's 120,000, eh?
No, you say 10%.
Oh, a million. Right, that's 100,000. Now
Yeah.
watch this. If you get 10% on $3,500 shares, how much that is a year?
35,000.
No. 30, you buy $3,500 worth of shares. What is 10% of that?
$3,500.
$50.
Yeah, $350.
So why you getting $87? If your shares is guaranteed 10% like the 40% shares.
What you
See,
mean?
numbers don't lie.
So you don't think they was making more than 10% profit?
You
That's what you
can't.
suggested?
From $350 to $89 times 10%.
Oh well, I don't know what they were.
I'm just trying to no, I want you to know that. I'm trying to tell you if the numbers if the numbers don't add up,
Right.
where you getting $350, that means you ain't getting 10%. Is that correct?
No, but what I'm saying to you, I understand. Well, that's correct as far as the maths is concerned, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying to you, Marlon, and I ain't
But I can tell you-
expert on this area, right? What I'm saying to you is the 100% shares was divided. And you could check the records to confirm this, and you could come back next week and tell me, yeah, you was right? Was 40% for the government, 40% for those 20 families or groups or whoever they were who had
21
interest,
families.
who had all the interest in shipping.
No.
In shipping.
No. Let me correct you.
They're the ones
There's
who-
only 4 or 5 companies who's in shipping. So 21 is some other people too who get shares in companies and they put they do. They get the $1 million or guarantee 10%.
So
don't
they
just
were
say that.
They were not all linked to bringing import.
No, sir.
Bringing
There's only
ships
5
and-
shipping companies down there. Seaboard gone.
Yeah, but those 5
I
shipping
give you it now.
companies-
Pioneer, John Alfred Dog.
I know.
Betty K. And Betty K ain't even part of that because Betty K got their own thing in the end, but they own the house and everything.
No. They part of that. They ain't own that. Trust me. They renting like everybody else.
Now what's okay? Just say you right.
That's the kind of renting
Just say
space
you right.
there. Tropical renting space at Gladstone's Freight Terminal.
What's this?
So they only
I
get
can
there
tell you
from the
this.
dock.
All right, so then let's just say you right. Betty K,
Yeah.
Pioneer ain't gone.
No.
Seaboard ain't gone.
Seaboard ain't
So only Betty K and Tropical.
No, but you had Arwak Stevedore.
Don't see me doing this.
Arwak Stevedore and Company. They're the ones who was operating at Arwak Key before this happened.
Right.
Tennyson them.
Yeah, but I know what he's operating. Yeah, I
They were coming
understand.
Crowley and them.
I
They was
hey,
coming
bring
in.
my voice
But
back.
all of them still involved.
Listen to me. All right.
All of them was
Slowly.
part of this.
Watch this now. We talking about who come from Beijing, you know. Tennyson Wilson was ever there. Because Tennyson Wilson was trying, even
They
trying
were
to.
ever there, but they're part of the new facility.
I know, but you understand what I'm
Right?
saying. No, but
And-
we was
and
talking
let
about.
me let me take it a step further.
Yeah.
And God bless Tennyson's soul. He was a very good mentor for me. Right? I understand, and I giving you what I understand. I could be wrong. That there was Mr. Wells, Mr. Tippy Lightburn, Mr. Johnson. So each of them from Arawak Stevedoring was counted as one of those families. So although Arawak Stevedoring was only one company, you had a couple different owners in there who was getting this individually.
Watch this now.
So that's why I'm saying to you, most of those people were involved in the shipping industry.
All right, yeah, but listen what I said to you. Only 2 shipping companies come from Beijing.
Yeah, but those shipping companies had different entities owning it.
I hear you,
One
you know,
family didn't own the whole thing.
I hear you.
So
But I'm
that's where
saying
the
you,
families come from.
Only 2 shipping come from
Yes.
from Beijing.
Yes, only 2.
And only 21 families are part of the elite.
But the 21 families is between the 3 of them, Arawak Stevedoring, Betty K, and Tropical Shipping. That's where, now you have some families like who own ships that were bringing things in. Like for example, the Mailboat Company.
But the Mailboat
They got
company-
their share too.
Yeah, but the Mailboat Company.
No, but I'm saying,
had the
I am saying
they
to
had
you.
the hardest based on my understanding, hardest time of their life.
I am only giving you
They
an
built that
example.
building right there on the back of McDonald's on Thompson Boulevard there.
Yeah, well, I know all about that.
All right then.
I know all about that.
because they
But I'm still
They live
saying,
black.
but I'm still saying they was one of the families. That's all I said.
Right.
I said they didn't care tell otherwise.
Yeah.
Right? But they were given the opportunity to be one of those families.
Right.
So all of them are not white.
Right. All the only way.
The families that got
I never
the
said
40%.
I never said the family's white. I never said that.
Okay, well,
I said elite people who put
but
$1
all of them are
million.
not elite people.
So I mean elite.
Well, the mailboat was elite.
Why you live? Why you?
The mailboat
Why
family.
then? I never said that. Why?
So that means
why?
was elite.
Why? When it was announced that only 21 families put $1 million.
Right.
Why everybody who could find $1 million couldn't get a piece of that?
Because everybody that wasn't losing out on the fact that they closing shop of these families, but they was
You
doing it
honestly
profit out.
believe right now, tonight,
Yeah.
and you ain't calling no names, that only them families get shares, yeah?
I don't know.
You don't believe that's a
I
politician?
only know what
You
I was
don't
advised.
believe that some politicians got one of them share or 3 or 4 of them shares right
Well,
there?
this has got everything. We know that.
No further
But I ain't
questions.
trying to hit that.
No further questions.
No further questions, sir.
326-8255. Well, look here, y'all don't even talk politics. We talk about the Marine. You ain't got no boat. Y'all don't fishing it. I leave people on the line last week. And that is so all called tonight. That we talk about maritime. We talk about port. They ain't got no boat. They scared. It's seasick.
They said we too technical for them.
No, I believe if he's talking politics, right? If he's talking about the plane, the King Air, right? Mike Board would be in the line right now. Then when you have with the King.
You know we like Yapsy.
Yeah, we can blame it on the dad. We can blame it on Ivan Johnson. The punch.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh
like-
yeah.
we got the babies
God
to
bless us.
train.
God bless us.
Gossip. They just love gossip.
Oh,
They get out news, eh? And
For
guy,
goodness
they done changed it from the yen and they changed it.
But we grew up like that. We made it not they, us, all us.
Believe it or not.
Aren't you like Jews too?
Yeah, I know what movie.
I said
The last time I been inside of the show,
Yeah.
Shirley Theater, that was in 1999.
you ain't got time for that.
No,
You
I
like
suppose I
Aaron
know
Jones?
what movie. If that was news, I stay awake the whole time.
You,
I love news.
what you think? But the big debate tonight.
Well, I hope Biden do well, and I know Democrat. I Republican, right?
You Republican?
Die-hard Republican.
Why you get Republican?
How?
Yeah, ain't much black people is
listen.
Republican. Ain't much vehemence is no Republican.
Hello. Listen.
You wasn't for Barack
Anytime
Obama.
you going with Star, they drag queen, go to them, they cheering them, they reading bucket. Listen, I don't do nonsense. I don't do
Let's
nonsense.
get back to the Bahamas.
No, hold on, I can tell you. No, you bring it up, boy. Listen. 326, go ahead, you're live. Prime with Independent Day, go ahead.
Independent takeout.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't leave you hanging. Ain't nobody called you tonight.
No, they would talk politics, man. They would talk about the King Air, and they would talk about the stocks. So people still calling me about the stocks. All that information I gave them last week, they still calling me about the stock selling on NIB. I said, man, listen, half of them didn't want you all know. You all end up stumbling over this information by the PLB table in the house, right? And the PLB will make the half of them look too bad. That's why they wouldn't tell you who buy the stocks.
They saving some for later.
Oh, they said something later. Well, you should know you should be able to go ahead.
Don't
Relax.
pull it now. You get beat like that. Let me ask what was his rank, his retirement rank on defense?
Lieutenant Commander.
Lieutenant Commander. How could all our CO there, right? How to both to get an accident?
How do both get an accident?
Yeah.
No, that's an easy question. How do cars get an accident all them on the streets and corners?
Yeah, but this road, man, it's one road up, one road down.
So, hold on, so what is CS?
I'm going back to the see all of them.
They see all that when you traveling in the night and the person in the wheel might have gone downstairs to the bathroom to catch a leak and end up using the bathroom a little longer and then come upstairs. And two both coincidentally crossing the same latitude and longitude at the same time, coincidentally, you can hit them, if one don't turn off.
Boy, but that, I don't know much about maritime, but I'm saying all that field there,
real quick.
all that water on there.
Let's explain something real quick. All that water color. The thing is, on the sea they have something called rules of the road, right? If you have a ship that is on a steady bearing, and you're all decreasing range, you're all getting closer, but the bearing, in other words, if you see that ship on the left-hand side through your little window in your wheelhouse, and 10 minutes later they still right where they is, that means you're all on a collision, right? And you're supposed to take action to avoid that collision once you realize you're on a collision course. The ship on the port side supposed to be the stand-on ship. So the ship is on your starboard side. You're supposed to alter course and allow them to pass while they hold their course. They're the rules because ships are always on collision courses. Sometimes
the closest I ever got to running a boat was with a 78-foot wheeler.
Okay.
And I was up in Black Point in the exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
And I know going around to the beach to play, baby, it's at the beach party.
Right.
When you go around, you go in. When you come around, you go out.
Yeah, but there's no traffic in that area.
Yeah, but traffic in that area. If they have a beach party, plenty boats will be there.
But small boats.
Yeah, small boat dining.
But see, when you're going around, you go in. When you're coming back, you ride out. So you don't want no collision because you have to go around like a curve, like.
Yeah.
So they set up that's prevention. They put a prevention course where everybody, if you go in this way, you go down, you stay out, you come in this way, come in. Yeah, okay.
But if you go into ship channel,
but are you aware that ships don't always have a coincidence like that where they hit? I mean, it's happened often, but it don't hardly happen because very rare you meet at the same place. Or you get hit with lightning. What's that?
But you take action to avoid collision before you get in that situation. That's what you're taught to do as a navigator.
If you go back and you follow the news, they had a tanker, a yacht running into the tanker. You remember that?
The yacht sank the tanker.
The yacht sank the tanker. Mm-hmm. Right.
And the two of them was going in the same direction.
And they're going in the same direction, but the yacht was on the same course. But this usually don't happen. The yacht was on the same course as the tanker and run up on the back of the tank and sink the tanker. People died. No one died.
No, nobody died. They had another vessel and they were rescuing all the people at the tank.
That collision made the three gentlemen were going up to Andres the other day.
Well, they were on the ground. They didn't.
Yeah, but Andres is east, west, north, and south. You
remember the other incident that happened where I think the people who own Sandals, right, where the yacht was accused of running over a boat with fishing in with a
yes, sir.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, it don't happen often, right? And you'll never know of persons who avoided different accidents because they doing their due diligence and doing their work, right? And plenty of because you have to change course and the rules of the road tell you if it's a sailboat. You give them the way, and if it's a cruise ship, you give them the give way. They try a tug and barge have rights to. So if you just a single hull by yourself, so different rules of the road will cause some change. But the main, yes sir.
I'm telling what I witnessed because I used to do a lot of excursions and stuff. I used to go on a lot of excursions and things. But what I used to witness, the captain pulled the boat out the harbor. Then he go gallivant.
No, but he can do that because you have a mate who's a captain also. Your mate's supposed to be a licensed captain. You're second in charge. So if something happened to you, someone got to carry the boat. The pilot, if you in a plane, right? Yeah. Don't mind once he's a pilot and he's second pilot, whatever they call it. He's a pilot too.
But the captain and the mate never steer the boat. Huh? The captain and the mate are not the ones who steer the boat. The deckhand steer the boat. The captain and the mate, they navigate to make sure, tell them what to steer. The captain and the mate, they can steer the boat.
Well, today they got GPS. I mean, autopilot too.
They got autopilots, but the vessels that don't have no autopilots, the captain had the other steers, the mate had the other steers. The deckhands are the ones who steer.
Well, Harry Sherman is a steer. He's doing 3 hours. When we pull off and when we Mark pull off,
that's the one
for policy dog.
Huh? The captain would bring the boat in and take the boat out.
Yeah,
that's it. And then turn over to the deck.
Yeah, because we used to have that 3 hours. But so if you're really sleepy now, you'll take your 3 hours early while the sun out. You can sleep easier when you stand up and spin the wheel. If the weather bad, that's a beating. But that 3 hours, it's been like 4 days. That's how long the 3 hours feel. Because you done tired. You done left cement and block and them old gas tank all day. So you tired. And for you to go to the wheel and be responsible for people who on the boat and passengers and valuable stuff on the boat. But you tired because the businesses in the Bahamas, because of the limited amount of people, right? The business is so limited, so you can't hire special people just to watch, to stay in the boat. And then that's their job. Yeah. So you using the same people who doing all the labor work and which is dangerous, right?
Watch.
But that's that's the nature of life.
Yeah, they got whole watch later.
Yeah, whole watch. Yeah, the whole watch.
And usually that's at the
I
night.
can continue listening on the radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, see, and that's what about I and that was an easy conclusion.
Yeah.
People be tired. Only human.
Fatigue.
You like you fatiguing. Don't and a fella like me, right? A fella like me, and stuff. I can work 24 hours, but don't let me stop working.
Yeah, because you're ready.
Couple minutes,
Yeah.
I ready to crash. I ready to go sleep.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Yeah.
Don't let me eat one big plate of food. That voice.
Nigga, right? Let's get in that one over.
Nigga, right? That's it. That's it. You let out like a snake.
Absolutely.
Listen to me. Some things need to change, and shows like yours,
Yeah.
and sometimes mine, I don't want to talk maritime.
Yeah, but
Like only when I bring you here, I talk maritime.
But you
Or
know
something
maritime.
happen, or someone call and would like an explanation or something. That's why I talk. But I don't usually talk maritime because, you know. But shows like yours could help encourage, and it's very educational to Bahamians who, because they run a little sports speedboat, they believe they scam, right? They can understand more things, right? And let them know that some of the safeties and rules and precautions that they can take to be safe on the sea, because some lives were lost. I know where I operate from down on Awaki, they have a little speedboat. Some young fellas who used to go, I see them all the time.
Fishing area, yeah, they go.
Let's speak open hull fishing and bullet speedboat, right?
Right.
One little single engine on that. They come, they going out, going out every day, you know, catch fish, bring back set.
Yeah.
One day they going out, and they come back dark and fall. And they end up on top of the little key, right out there by our key. That means they go around and come out.
Right.
They end up, the whole boat end up on top of the rock. And because of the speed-based gravity, one of the fellas who was on the bow, the force, the trigger force, throw him out the boat.
Yeah.
And he land on the rock and burst open.
Yeah.
Right? And it's come that way all the time.
But it was
But
dark.
this time, in the night,
Yeah.
and that's a different story. That's why I tell you.
Yeah.
True captains, their tests, that's when dark for it.
Yeah, but you need to use your radar when dark for it.
But them little body when they get there,
But not, I don't.
I say,
Real boats, yeah.
yeah. But radar, yeah. Radar.
Those
But
boats, you don't
forget
even have no navigation lights.
now, don't forget now, them Asian boat don't have no light. Them wooden boat.
No,
And
they're
the
not-
radar don't pick them up.
They're not trying to play by the rules.
No, but I'm saying is,
No,
when
the
you say-
radar- the
when you
radar
say
is picking
radar,
up. Yeah.
I'm saying to you that they're both loaded with 200 people on it.
Yeah.
And they know, and they no light, no running light, no port starboard light,
That's-
no running light.
That's why you
And
also
they-
need to keep a proper lookout. You have to have two people on the bridge.
Right.
One to be watching the radar and doing the charts, and the next one just a lookout.
To look out and watch the one who watching
And
the
the
radar.
lookout should see anything. That's what the rules of the road require.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't practice those things. And a lot of people don't even know because there's no system in place to enforce them.
Right.
You know, the cost that happen.
Right.
And that's where
But
the
you know
DMA
it's
is
hard to
coming
find real seamen. When
Well,
I say real seamen, I'm
gotta
not talking about the
train
seamen who
people.
come from LJM. I'm not talking about them type of seamen. I'm talking about seamen who old school, who could do bow tie bolting, who could plait the rope.
We ain't got no more dog rats. You know, back in the day we had dog rats because people ain't had no computer game. They sit in the room and play games, and we had all this money back then. So people used to come out on the dock to get a job, and they were interested in learning how to wake on a boat.
Well, you know, I used to work with the fellow who's running the sand business for Sir David Notes. So see when the FNM win in '92, the PLP had the Great Lakes Cylinder Building had two boats that supplied about Nassau with sand.
Really?
Called H.O. Ferguson and
Oh,
Ronald
they
J.
were
Williams.
the port department boats.
That's why I say well, the pilling. When I say pilling, I mean
But
it's common.
yeah. But we can call it right.
Yeah.
It was the port department had two boats.
Which
The government was
through
responsible.
the vision of the late Great Cylinder Building.
But the only way you could get
After the FNM in '92,
is through Malcolm Back.
after the '92, the boat one ended up. H.O. Ferguson ended up to Sir David Knowles after the Free National Movement win.
Yeah, because they outsourced.
And Sir David Knowles started bringing in the side of Malcolm Back.
Right.
I was working for Pinder, the harbor pilot who's running it for Sir David Knowles.
Chris Pender, right.
Right? And they have a fella there, Turks Island fella, who I meet on the boat working.
Okay.
Listen, that fella got it too. I watch him. He was old, he had wear these heavy boots.
Get on the boat.
Water boots. I never on the boat. Never on the
But
boat.
he's-
He'll stay up. But he get up. He get up. Do the cable. He can do the rope. He can put on the rope. He's a very talented fellow. He can do everything. And every morning he did 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Every morning he did 4 o'clock. We had one. Security wasn't reliable. It was watchable. Because fellas can't carry the table where he's sleeping. 326-825-5. 326-825-5. 3 minutes of show. I'll give you the final word in reference to encouraging the government to bring the BMA home. Put a very careful thought into LJM school, the maritime school on Cornwall, where we have a Y2 foundation. The 2% of the net profit on Prince George stock, plus the 2% what the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Perry Gladstone Christie, Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, created between Cable and Watless and the that's 4%. Millions of dollars. Yeah. Offer each school as much scholarship to go there. We don't need to create where money come to the treasury again.
No, but you know, they have a lot of scholarships now. Disney Cruise Lines give a lot of scholarships to LJM. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines give scholarships to LJM. They're actually getting a lot of scholarships now. So, and that's the reason why a lot of our behemoths are finding berths as officers on Disney ships and on RCC, mainly RCCL ships. Carnival ain't much how people is going Carnival because Carnival don't do no sponsorship for that.
No. Primetime and Independent, go ahead and call you live. This is the last call.
You're live. 2 of y'all South Angus guys, man. You know, hey, guess what? I only got you on the tip. And guess what? Y'all sound good together. You know what I mean? You gotta move all this stuff together. 2 of y'all, Marlon, and Mr. Ben. What happened? Why you all ain't doing it together sometimes?
No, you know, Paul, I ain't gonna go this man grow me up, so I ain't gonna go to show him.
King Otto.
Here's all I got.
We gotta protect these problems. We got
King Otto.
going on.
King Otto, this is a man who...
All them boats will need to be moved. All the maritime stuff going on. And guess what I'm glad about the maritime thing? All the maritime money to be made right now to be the aim is alone.
Man, the sea is the richest wealth in the world, boy. The sea, plenty wealth in the seaside.
Plenty resource.
Well, in modern listen, man, I need to come now so with y'all too. You know what I mean? One between the other. One day with you and one day with Ben.
Man, anytime when you come now, so you know, the only time before somebody see you, I had to come free board. So you need to come this way.
Don't worry, he only mode.
You ain't coming?
Man, him always
he said you ain't coming, Google Mason.
You know? King Otto ain't coming on. He won't wait the answer, trust me.
He received that name. I had a show with some talented brothers, right? And always dad, Sergeant Main Road was on my show.
Okay. Oh, you know Sergeant Main Road?
What? Boy, the only person was close to me in Main Road was me and you.
That's like Zuma, man.
That's boy. Lord Wilson.
He's a good family, yeah.
He's a good fella, but he get killed. He got
shot, yeah.
I listen. Boy, listen, I know what. Boy, my family dead, I feel that.
I didn't even know you know him.
What?
Yeah.
Man, listen. He's a good fella.
Good man, yeah.
Listen to me. Wayne Roll, Frankie Campbell, former member of Parliament.
Yeah, member of Parliament.
What the next guy name? Alacott.
Yeah.
Mario Carey. It was on my show.
All them one time?
Yeah. It was a lodge. I had a lodge friend. They was trying to sign me up while I was on his line. Right? And this guy called.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he get his Google name from.
Google,
and
yeah.
he said, oh yeah, you all lodge people, you all got a secret to life and you all wouldn't give to the people. And he said, okay, these are the fellas started to say, man, what are those fellas? Right? And so one of the guys said, man, you sound like you know some things yourself. He said, man,
he's trying to do the Lord.
Listen, so he said, I Google everything. So Lord wrote it to Lord said, oh, I understand. Use a Google Mason then.
Oh, that's why he's called him Google Mason.
That's get that name from the Google Mason.
All right.
And that's some years ago. Lord wrote me in there now, I must see what, 6, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, that's where you get a name from Google Mason.
We pay homage to Sarah Moxie.
Yeah, Sarah Moxie.
Yeah, Saturday coming.
Yeah, Sarah Moxie, yeah. So you're right. And I just talked to Kevin Moxie before I come to show you.
That's right.
I just talked to Kevin Moxie, and he's at the funeral, I think 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock Saturday.
At Salem Baptist Church off East Street.
Yeah.
I tell you,
I'm not going to be in town, but I really would wish I was there for that. You know.
Yeah, Sada Moxie was a great being.
Good man. Him
He's
and
a great,
Boyser,
he's a great man.
them two brothers.
Yeah, he's a good being.
And,
And that's some of the last Bahamians era.
Yeah,
you had
the old school era.
Old
Yeah.
school era. I come on. They don't want to be one with Boyser Moxie want to be one with no GPS in it.
And then you have
The
the young from the young order, Michael Alday.
Michael Hall.
You know, he's the agent. He was the biggest agent. He bringing all the tankers out Clifton Pier.
Michael Alday.
Yeah, Michael Alday.
Yeah, but that's the one who had
He just
who was
died.
the business with Pinder and Curlin.
There you go.
He died.
Yes, just died 2 weeks ago.
That's the only they find in the house.
But I don't know if they find. I don't know the details, but I understand Mike is passed on.
Yeah, 'cause someone called me and
May his
asked
soul
me.
continue rest in peace.
Yeah.
May Sarah's soul continue
Sada,
rest in
yes,
peace.
Sada Moxie.
And we always
Yeah.
losing people in the maritime. You know, giants. in the
Giants, and
maritime.
I told me he's a quiet fella.
Very quiet.
Sada
very
Moxie
nice.
was a
Yeah.
quiet fella. I told me he'd be zaddy messing.
Yeah,
He's a good man. He's a
definitely
good man. He's a great man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's.
I'm flat over time. Man, we're 2 minutes over time. So give your last thing before I wrap up.
No, I'd just like to see, like you say, the government take charge of BMA, really take a hold of it, and cause BMA to do things to ensure that the youth in the Bahamas get the opportunity they're supposed to get, not only through that maritime school, but as far as getting berths on those
They create
those 1,500 ships under the BMA, under the Bahamas flag. We need to shake hands with those owners, the BMA, and we have affiliation with them already.
And not only
That's an
that,
easy fix.
not only that, we can even find out if they need specialty offer it.
Yes.
You say, well, my ship require you to do, well, make sure that every student come who do CPA, CBR, who do firefighting, who do whatever is needed.
Look at Grandmama Shipyard.
Infuse it into the curriculum so that, listen, ships from all around the world come to send them out, send me 10 of them, send me 150 of them. So, I mean, the Bahamians need the door to be open for opportunities for them.
Grandmama Shipyard was here for over 20 years.
Grandmama Shipyard.
And they still bringing in a lot of fitters, welders.
They bringing them in
Right.
because we're not using, see,
No, but we're not training up Bahamians.
They
to take
training
over.
Bahamians.
Who training them?
from Penland, but that school up there, BVI, I mean, I did welding
No,
at
no.
Listen,
Welding and fitness do different things.
No, I understand. You say, I know you do
I talk about
specific.
fitters.
I hear you.
And not only you need fitters, you need fitters that are class approved. Because you can't just go and wake on the ship.
No, I understand what
Right?
you're saying, but
So
I'm saying
but
here,
we need to set something up toward
a
that.
system that fitters could learn under
Exactly.
is there.
Right.
BTVI is there. Penland, but the Great Lakes
No,
and
but
the
that was
Long time.
welders and fitters are two different
You
things.
still ain't listening to what I'm
They
saying. I'm not saying
they
that.
don't train nobody to be fitters. Is what
I
I'm saying.
know, I'm not worried about that. I'm saying a system is there where a fitter class can be set up there.
No, but that could be
BTVI
done.
is there.
That could be done right here at LJM.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the institute. That's where they train them in Philippines at the maritime institution.
See, I'll give you before I close. The mindset need to change in this country. You know, I say that somebody
That's
say,
the biggest
oh, you
part of
very
our
do what?
problem.
The mindset need to change. Let me tell you why. I'll give you a history what happened during the assembly and the Free National Movement in power between 2007 and 2012. The Minister of Immigration at the time was bragging in the House Assembly that the government made some $40 million in work permit.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
When you get behemoth unemployment rate,
Sky high.
and you bragging on when you make by getting away with the foreigners, and the policy, immigration policy, is never enforced where the foreigner only get away for 2 years, train the behemoth, and he gotta go back. That'll never happen. It's like we just don't care. We want to bring foreigners in, let them work, make money, and then we worry with them we worry with the behemoth, bring it in your house, trying to survive too. It don't make no sense. Don't
You're
work like
trying to
that.
make provision for them to be
For them
employed,
even-
or for them to even be trained up in that area.
Right. When you train the behemoth,
Yeah.
and he's capable and able and knowledgeable to do that job,
Yeah.
he could make this. If he could make that same salary you paying a foreigner, your parents be working with $10,000, right? Your parents be house and board. Your parents be family. That's the penny ticket to come and go. And you add all that in the behemoth salary, you think he won't work for that? But you won't give him $240, right? Salary. And expect him to survive and live while the foreigner getting come when it comes that way for the foreigners to get $5,000 a month, right?
Yeah, but even if the foreigner, because where these foreigners come from, the amount of money they make is a lot of money in their country, whereas it's only a nickel and dime in the Bahamas. So you're already at a disadvantage.
No, yeah, but they paying them big money.
They pay and pay.
I tell you, one of the companies I work for when I first started, the white foreigners who come from England to get $5,000 a month. That's their salary. They get a vehicle, they get gas, they get an apartment, all this, the company paying for.
Yeah, but look at for example all the maids in life at key in areas like that, right? Coming in from the Philippines and other parts of the world. They're not making no big money, but why aren't Bahamians doing those jobs?
No, well, the main thing could be little change.
How?
Because
why can't Bahamians do those maid jobs?
No, I'm not saying
or train them up to be able to do it professionally.
Let's tell you, I come back and say, you see the producer doing a hand, you know what I mean?
Or you getting
rolled. Get right.
Yes, sir.
This is Primetime with Independent Thing Live on Love 97. My guest yesterday was former Lieutenant Commander Glenn Bain from Royal Bahamas Defense Force. We were talking some maritime. He's supposed to talk some politics, but we never reached him because the maritime industry is a vast, one of the largest industry in any country. And but if you interested in it and you like the conversation with the maritime, I'm gonna have him back. Plus, he always on every Tuesday night, every Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the evening. You have his shows live on the same station, 5 p.m. every Tuesday evening. You can tune in to Maritime Matters. Former Lieutenant Commander Glenn Bain. You can tune in him. Tonight our show, our banner sponsor, the City of Hope. That's the cancer research group from the Americas. Nagico Insurance, that's on Mackey Street, one of the fastest growing insurance company in the history of this country. Nagico, that's on Mackey Street, right after you pass the Salvation Army building. Global Insurance, that's Teen and Crew, they are a subsidiary or underwriter for Nagico. They are outside the port. If you need any residential, industrial, commercial, family insurance, personal insurance, health insurance, whatever your insurance need, Global Insurance. And if you want to reach them by phone tomorrow, 601-0006, 601-0006. That's Global Insurance. Binton Barbershop on Enfield Road, right opposite the Magistrate Court on Azor Street. Go and get the perfect cut, some event, or just want to look sharp, or you want a different look, go and ask for Binton. Once he cuts you, let him know that you heard us out on Primetime with Independent Thinking. Julie's Bread Shop. The bread from the pan to your hand. There's no bread that ship on no boat. It's baked, freshly baked, right on East Street. You can follow the scent and guide you straight to the window or the door. Jody's Bread Shop on East Street. Tonight, boy, I supposed to talk some politics and do up the budget debate, but I ain't got a chance to do the budget debate right here in my hand. I ain't got a chance to touch it. Well, some of the information and knowledge that former Lieutenant Commander Glenn Bain has, we had a chance and down that road. But I can bring him back because he comes whenever the opportunity, because he loves impart knowledge. He loves the Bahamian people to get what is needed here in reference to Maritime Matter. So if you need to find out some other, or want to ask them some more questions or whatever, tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Maritime Matter, former Lieutenant Glenn Bain, 5 p.m. Love Nights, I'm right here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. This is being Primetime and Independent. I'll leave you with a quote from the Great Lakes and Oscar Pidley. If Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then they don't deserve